Good evening. This is Chris Cowan and the man, the myth, the legend himself next to me, Mr. Joe Naseef, everybody.
Yes, a.k.a. JoJo for those of you who know me. Looks like we have Young Ree playing Jund.
Yeah, and good old G. Pelly playing Chris Van Meter's special
Junk
Reanimator. Yeah.
That's we made a couple changes to the list after this particular Friday Night Magic, but the list is very good. Junk Reanimator is very good.
Yeah, you know, I played Greg earlier in this because I was rocking the banned Hexproof deck that's rolling around just over as of convenience, just to myself. But it is Junk Reanimator is very hard to deal with. It turns out acidic slime is a thing, and it's still getting printed from M12 to M11 to M10. And it just will not go away, and it's in M13. So
yeah, I hope they reprinted M14. I just want to be acidic sliming everything.
I'm just going to cry, or I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and tell you guys how awesome it is.
So it looks like Young Ree's going down to 6 cards with his appears to be standard Jund list.
You know, I've seen a lot of Jund decks that just do aggressive mulliganing, because I feel like you can, because you have the Mana Dorks, you have the Farseeks, and it's like, not a big deal.
Yeah, and one of the new things about Jund, I like the main deck ground seals, especially for how much Reanimator's running around, plus the blue, white, red flash, main deck ground seal. At worst, it cycles.
Yeah, do you think that you would even play a main deck ground seal if it did not cycle?
No.
I don't want it either.
Yeah, no. God. Yeah, Greg throwing around some cards.
Yeah, little card tricks, you know, I mean...
Gotta keep things interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Or freak out young, you know. It's another line for him.
It seems like both players have turns 1 through 3, nothing.
Yes, I mean, I think that's a traditional, maybe not for Junk Reanimator. Well, I guess you could say think about both of them. They should have Mana Dorks or Farseeks or Mulches or Grizzly Salvages or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe
Greg Peloquin hitting 4 lands on the Mulch.
Yeah, why not? Take a round trip to Value Town there.
Now you get to discard like Unburial Rights, Angel Serenity, go.
Yeah, ding, 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 jackpot right there.
Let's see what he ends up discarding. I think he has 9 cards in hand, right? Yeah, he should be discarding at least 2.
Yeah. He's got 2 cards to discard. I think some pretty hot stuff, maybe. Yeah,
it looks like Angel Serenity. I don't see the Unburial Rights land.
It's a land, and what?
A land. Yeah, it makes sense. If you don't have the Unburial Rights, you don't discard a big creature.
Does he not have it? Oh, that's an Overrun Tomb. Okay.
Yeah, so he already has 4 lands in play. There's no threats on the board. He's gonna hard cast Angel Serenity this game.
Right. Yeah, and he's got a Huntsmaster, facing down a Huntsmaster. I think he probably won't have a problem playing spells to not have that thing flip.
I probably see Fiend Hunter coming in here. I think that's probably his only play on turn 5, unless he has the Thrag Tusk. Oh, it's an Acidic Slime.
Oh, my.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's Pilgrim.
I got excited.
There's
the Thrag Tusk.
Thrag Tusk isn't bad. Yeah, you can eat the wolf for it, save the Huntsmaster from flipping.
Yep.
Pretty easy.
I think there's going to be a Thrag Tusk or... there's a Garrick, the Primal Hunter, or a Thrag Tusk.
You know, I like Garrick.
Me too. I think Garrick is the play here. Thrag Tusk isn't threatening. You put a 3/3 out. It trades with Garrick or with the Thrag Tusk. It's got to be.
Yeah, that's good. Because I tell you, every time I've gotten a Thrag Tusk in my hand when I played a long time ago, it was just always so tempting. I'm just like, there's just so much value in this. I just want to windmill slam it every time. But you got to think about that, especially when you're coming across, a junk deck like this that's going to have pretty much the same, same with the like Thrag Tusks and bombs like you do.
Yeah.
So
one of the things me and Greg added to the Junk Reanimator for the next day was main deck Garrick Relentlesses. Not only is this card good as like a spot removal spell or a creature tutor once it flips, but it kills Garrick the Primal Hunter.
Oh, that's true. And green and 3, and it will cause both of them to
because
legend rule.
And typically you have yours out first, so at best case scenario, like they can't even cast theirs.
Yeah, it turns into a dead card.
Yeah, and then worst case scenario, you could just kill theirs because everybody +1's first. Everybody's greedy. Nobody wants to draw cards immediately. They want to keep it around.
Yeah, they don't want the 5 mana collective unconscious. They just really want to poop more dudes and try to squeeze the value out of it.
So Greg getting the Fiend Hunter on the token, crashing in for 5 at the Garrick seemed like the right play there.
Now, why wouldn't he? You don't think he would Fiend Hunter the Huntsmaster and get rid of it?
Because if you should kill the Fiend Hunter, the Huntmaster will come back into play, and that's just too much value. There's so much removal inside a inside Jund that you just want to take a token. Creature's completely gone. You don't have to worry about it coming back once you lose your Fiend Hunter.
Yeah, we see Young naming Vampire with his Cavernous Souls.
So it's probably...
Olivia?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Olivia coming in.
Yeah, Olivia coming out. Which do you think he would just just tag and take the Thragtusk.
Yeah.
As a first thing.
Ooh, Overload's Mortars.
Doesn't I don't think he has triple red for that.
No.
Yeah, so I think he.
I think he only has one red source, to tell you the truth.
No, he's got two. He has a
okay.
Dragon Skull Summit. Yeah.
So, that's gonna flip.
Yeah,
it's gonna kill the Pilgrim.
And dome him for 2.
If Greg has, which I'm pretty sure he does, another land, I think Angel Serenity just comes windmill slamming down here.
Yeah. Do you think he will take the Ravager?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I think
then he just kills the Garrick.
Right. Yeah, and going back into hand is not as bad as coming directly into play from Fiend Hunter.
Right. He could deal with that.
Yeah.
So
let's see what he names here. Yep, 1, 2, and
I get my Pilgrim.
No, why not?
Yeah. So he's gonna kill Garrick here. And then he's gonna crash for 1 as well. Yeah, 1 at you, 5 at Garrick.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so now Young is left with nothing on the board. What do you think that would be good for him now?
What would be good for him would have been to actually have 3 red mana, overload that.
Yeah.
But I think Olivia coming down might be best case scenario. Is that Putrefy?
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and his by having that Huntsmaster back in the hand, even if he plays it, he's going to get, I guess, more chumps for the Thragtusk to try it. He's at 21, but do you think he would use them to chump long enough to get his own Thragtusk, or maybe a Sire of Insanity to try and put him really just on top deck mode?
It looks like he has a Tragic Slip, Huntmaster, Thragtusk are the cards I could see in Young Ree's hand.
Yeah, and Olivia. Yeah,
and Olivia. And I'm not sure if I would have played Olivia there, knowing that he doesn't have the Angel anymore. You could almost put him on not having the Unburial Rights because he didn't cast it earlier, or he didn't discard it earlier in the game when he had the chance to. So, I think I would have went Olivia there, but it seems like a fine play as well.
Yeah, do you think there's a lot of reads on Junk Reanimator that a lot of players can benefit from, by watching it being played?
Yes. Not taking away from this match here, just a quick side note. Something I mentioned about Jund players in general, and this is bad for me because I am a Junk Reanimator player. Slaughter games is very, very good. The way Junk Reanimator works is in the first 3 turns, I am giving you tons of information about what I'm going to be doing. Whether it be Grisly Salvage, Mulch, or just the way I'm setting up my board, I'm basically telling you what's going to happen on turn 5. And so if you have Slaughter games and could just slow me down a little bit, if I'm not doing anything, I'm just playing Mana Dorks, I'm probably going to Acidic Slime on turn 5. If I'm Grisly Salvaging and putting Angel Serenity and Unburial Rights in my graveyard, that's probably what I'm going to be doing on turn 5.
So what do you think about this Sin Collector? What would you take, the Slip or the Dreadbore?
Dreadbore.
Yeah, why?
Because you need something else to make the Slip good. You need a creature to die, some way, shape, or form. Something else has to happen for the Tragic Slip to be good. Dreadbore is just hard removal. So I would absolutely take the Dreadbore.
And Greg takes the Slip.
Yeah, Greg is a great Junk player. He might have different reasons. The Slip could just straight up kill the Sin Collector. He also has Restoration Angel in his hand, so that could be why he went Slip first, Restoration Angel, take the Dreadbore.
Is he more worried about the Slip being instant speed?
It could be that. Okay. Yeah, it could be that. He assumes that eventually there's going to be a point in time when, the Huntmaster will flip, it'll kill something, Tragic Slip will be live.
Oh, yeah.
You see,
whereas the Dreadbore sorcery speed, so you'd really have to do that all on your turn, which you could not do it for flipping it unless he doesn't do anything.
Right. So, taking the Tragic Slip is the absolute correct play. Like I said, I think Greg has a Restoration Angel in his hand. Which I
think I saw one as well.
Yeah, which he could have just ripped both cards out of his hand if he wanted to, but he's saving it to get max value.
Right. Now we see the Olivia down, and I think he's probably saving the 2-up, maybe to see what happens with the Tragic Slip. It's too bad that he doesn't have another land that he could shoot and Tragic Slip to do a 2-for-1, but
something that Greg probably kept in mind, he has Olivia, he can shoot something, Tragic Slip something else.
Right.
So it was the absolute correct play by taking the.
That's something that I wouldn't have done. I would have snapped the Dreadbore.
I would have too, but and again, with Greg having the Restoration Angel on hand, I think taking the Dreadbore and forcing the Tragic Slip out of his hand could have got you into a position where you get him to waste it.
Right.
So
that's true, because I mean, with that singular removal, you don't want to waste it, but sometimes you feel like you just kind of have to. Yeah. And a triple block on the Huntsmaster?
Absolutely. I like the block here. It says your Huntmaster will die. It's not flipping ever again. He's gonna ping, I would assume, the Soul Collector.
Yeah, because he does not want the Sin Collector to be restoed.
Yeah, the Sin Collector. Correct. Yeah. And like I said, this is a perfect time for Greg to get some value out of the Sin Collector.
Yeah, especially the Fiend Hunter being a 1/3.
Yeah.
Right? That thing is just, oh man, like it takes a creature 4/3 and as a 1/3 that blocks the Wolf or the Huntsmaster. Oh my gosh.
So also the Restoration Angel could hit the
Fiend Hunter.
Fiend Hunter, yes, if he wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, and take out Olivia.
But he does still have the Dreadbore in hand.
Oh yeah, even if he did that, stacked it up on there, depending on how he blocked on it, he would take the Fiend Hunter, kill the Olivia, still kill the Huntsmaster, and you probably trade both of them, right? They're 2/1 and a 1/1.
Right.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant right now. He's getting rid of a Mana Dork and a useless guy that already had a enter the battlefield effect.
Right.
So
that was the best line of play. Greg saw it, took advantage of it.
Yeah, it's looking a little thin on Young's board there, just because of the interactions just happening.
The one card in Young's hand is Dreadbore, and if he Dreadbores the
Fiend Hunter, he will get his Olivia back.
Right.
That's true.
Best card here would be Unburial Rites, Greg. If Greg drew like Unburial Rites there, he would just get Sin Collector, eat the Dreadbore, and just be on his way.
And he has an Abrupt Decay, an Avacyn's Pilgrim, and an Overgrown Tomb in his hand.
Okay. So Greg gets in for the beats. Looks like 7 drops him down to 9.
Right. Yeah, and I'm just trying to think. Like, does he play Bonfire in his deck? Does Young play?
I don't see any Bonfires in here.
There's
3. There is 3 at the bottom.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. Is he's really just trying for a Bonfire here, because he's going to Bonfire for 6 and take out his entire board.
So he's tapping 2 to play Dreadbore. I think he tapped a Cavern of Souls though.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah. 2 different ones. Tax for 2. Okay.
Yeah, 2 coming in. Might as well get a pre-combat.
I mean, Dreadbore does need to happen on Fiend Hunter. Get Olivia back. I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, because once you get that back, you can start plinking off things, or even taking as flyers.
And even more importantly, you just block Restoration Angel. Ping something, block Restoration Angel.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but Greg wouldn't attack into a Restoration Angel. I'm just saying it keeps Resto at bay. So now he's tapping out for what is the Thragtusk?
For a Thragtusk, yeah.
Going up to 14. And I really don't like this. I probably just would have kept up the Olivia ping availability, because now Angel Serenity just kind of wipes your board.
Right.
If Greg draws Unburial Rites, which I think that's what he drew, or no, it's another Restoration Angel. Okay.
Right. I think he would be a little scared anyway, because once you get below 10, I think a lot of players really get into panic mode.
Right.
So especially when you have a Thragtusk, you're just like, I need to get this out now and have the life now before I regret it later. Yeah. So even when he couldn't physically see anything that he could take out with Olivia with 5 mana.
Yeah.
So,
but I like the fact that he could have end a turn pinged something, then untapped and took something.
Yeah, that would have been. I think there's always a line of confidence that you play, especially with any mid-range decks.
Right.
Especially about doing that, especially when you're playing Thragtusk or having interactive creatures like Olivia. So sometimes you got to take a risk.
Yeah, and took a risk there. It looks like he's tapping a bunch of mana.
Yeah.
That's a sire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greg's going to flash in his Restoration Angel, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, and start maybe play that Abrupt Decay, hit the Beast. Yeah.
There's the Abrupt Decay.
Dump everything out.
Restoration Angel.
I think I would probably play a little more. I think I would play a little more loose, especially on first game. Like I would try that. I would do the Olivia line and try and take stuff instead of doing the Pray for Thragtusk type of thing.
Right.
So here we see a mulch, and
it's probably the best mulch he could have ever hit.
Yep. Hey, why not?
Flashback.
It was a Restoration Angel, Acidic Slime, and Burial Rites, and some land.
Yeah. And he's just like, I just take your board.
Yeah.
Just give me your board. Well, no, he takes 2, leaves the token, and gets the Thrag Tusk under his guy. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
Because if you kill it, why not? I'm going to have 5/3, gain 5 life, and be ahead. So here's
he
6 in the
swings
air.
in for 6. And, I mean, short of Miracle Bonfire...
Yeah, it's going to be pretty...
This game is over?
Yeah, I think so, because I can't think of anything that he would be able to play. And Olivia wouldn't help because he'll still die. Yeah, and that's... Yeah.
Yeah, let me take a look at Greg's list here. See what he's got. This is pretty much, like I said, the Chris Van Meter specialty from when he won his Star City Open. And what do you think he's going to bring in here for the Jund matchup?
You know, I don't like voice.
Okay.
Because some of the... Well, I only saw Tragic Slips. Like, he doesn't... As far as instant speed stuff, like, during your turn.
Makes sense.
I don't really like Deathrise Shaman. I like Sin Collectors. I like the Abrupt Decays. So, but the Garruk, absolutely.
Yeah. Garruk Relentless comes in. I think the Sin Collectors also come in against Jund. Especially if you're on the play and draw, it's a little different, but they have a lot of spells. They have Putrefy, Dreadbore, Bonfire, Tragic Slip, Abrupt Decay, Rakdos Return, Farseek, Mizium Mortars, all live.
That's true.
So I really like Sin Collector coming in the matchup. When you're on the play, it's just amazing. You take their Farseek, and they're just like, oh, like they can really set them back on your way to Acidic Sliming them.
Would you pull in more removal with a Sever the Bloodline?
Yes, I would play Sever. You need ways to deal with Olivia.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely need ways to deal with Olivia.
Do you think Olivia is the worst thing for you for the Jund matchup?
I think typically Thundermaw and from Jund. You're saying Jund to Junk?
I'm going to say Junk facing Jund.
I think Olivia with 7 mana is absolutely horrible for you. Like, if they untap with Olivia, it's really, really hard because you don't have any instant speed removal. You have your Fiend Hunter, which they could just... They have multiple ways of dealing with it, and you get your Olivia back. And then, the Big Angel.
Angel Serenity.
Angel Serenity. Sorry, thank you. Angel Serenity is your only real way of dealing with Olivia. Olivia gets out of control. It steals your board. It's a really, really problematic card. Whereas everything else, like Thundermaw, your Angel Serenity can block it if it's on the board after you play your Angel Serenity. Thrag Tusk, you have Thrag Tusks of your own for them to just negate each other. Stuff along those lines. But Olivia is just very, very problematic.
I see that Greg does have Obsidat in the sideboard.
Yeah, it doesn't come into this matchup because although you are... the Jund is the aggressor. Jund wants to put creatures on the battlefield and attack you. What you want to be doing with Obsidat is gaining the 2 life, bouncing it back and forth, and making sure that it can't be removed. Jund has ways of dealing with it. End of turn, trigger on the stack, they just putrefy it. Or, something died this turn, they Tragic Slip it. So it's more for like the Esper, blue, white, red flash matchups.
That's true because you're really kind of running around counter spells and Supreme Verdicts with that.
Right, and yeah, once you land an Obsidat against them, it's really hard for them to come back from that. It's just draining them per turn each turn.
Yeah, and I did play against an Esper deck that wasn't really part of your traditional when you think like top 16, top 32 decks, but it was just some homebrew that had the infamous Ghost Dad in it, and I was playing Red, White, Blue Flash a couple weeks ago, and it was I couldn't beat it.
Yeah, you can't.
I just couldn't.
You really can't. It's
too big.
Yeah, it's a 4-point life swing every single. You don't even attack with it. It's just like, drain you 2, I gain 2, play a land, move to my end step. Like that's really all you have to do once you get Obsidat against those control decks.
Yeah, and it's a 5/5, right?
It's a 5/5.
Yeah, I just can't. It's too big.
Yeah,
I can't burn out.
So looks like they sideboarded up.
Yeah, I saw Greg actually took out a couple. He's taking out Numbero Rights.
Right.
I think he took out a couple of Abrupt Decays as well. So, so it's very interesting. Maybe what he wants to. Maybe he didn't see a lot of hits except for tokens.
Yeah, I agree with the taking out the Unburial Rights because if they hit ground seal early, you don't have the acidic slime. Your unburial rights are dead cards.
That's true. Yeah.
So like this game is gonna typically go a little bit long. You have the inevitability of hitting your unburial rights eventually, especially with your mulches and grizzly salvages and stuff along those lines.
And you're not sideboarding those out.
No,
you're not.
Yeah, no.
You're trying to win a race.
Yeah, and you just want to make a bigger creature. Now they play Sire, which actually helps you. In specific instances.
Yes.
They could Sire, and you're like, oh, discard my hand. I have 4 mana in play, and here's my Angel of Serenity on turn 4.
So I think I would sideboard those out if I was young.
Yeah, Sire, I don't like it in this matchup. It's a fine card to have against control. It's a fine card against aggro decks because you just like basically waste their hand. They don't have any more gas. But against a deck like Junk Reanimator that plays out of their graveyard, I don't think it's a good card to have.
Yeah. Do you think that I'm not really sure because Kay didn't list his sideboard, but I know he had one. And are you familiar with the Jund sideboard at all?
I know a few cards. I know they play more ground seals. It's like at least another ground seal. And I would guess Deathrite Shaman. Like, if you're going to bring a card in, I would think it's Deathrite Shaman for Jund. Because, one, they're playing Grizzly Salvage, which puts lands in their graveyard, which then turns your 1-drop into a mana dork. Also, you could just, like, eat up their unburial rights, and you could eat the creatures in their graveyard. So I really feel like Deathrite Shaman is a perfect sideboard card. They don't play spot removal. Again, they play Fiend Hunter, they play Garruk Relentless now, and the Angel of Serenity. But other than that, your Deathrite Shaman will live for typically a long time.
That's true, yeah, and it is a 1/2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that does, I've seen that really come into, really matter in some instances.
Yeah, it looks like Young had a mulligan down to 6.
He did, and he had a Rakdos Return in his hand, and would you sideboard all your discard spells out against Reanimator?
I would side out Rakdos Return, yes. I would possibly leave a Sire of Insanity and just one for variance.
Oh, there's a Ground Seal.
That is a Ground Seal.
And a Slaughter Games.
That is the card you want to be playing. Slaughter Games is the absolute card you want to be playing.
Yeah, so naming Angel with the Cavern of Souls. And he mulches into just a single land, but gets a little bit of stuff down there. Yeah. Maybe when he hits an Acidic Slime, takes care of the Ground Seal, he'll actually have some good options.
And that mulch not as good to Greg as the first one.
That one was the straight jackpot of mulches.
Yeah, I mean, that one is still a good mulch. You put Angel of Serenity and Sin Collector in your graveyard. That's basically what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
Greg needs to play Sin Collector here. If he has one in his hand, absolutely needs to just drop it down here, take that Slaughter Games out of Young's hand. Yeah. Young missed his land drop, correct?
I think so. Yeah, he did go for... No, he did not.
Yeah, he played first. He was on the play.
Yeah, he did go... Yeah, because Greg's taking 2 with this for 3 lands. Yes, he did.
Oh, never mind. I think there's a land hiding there. I see it.
Okay.
And Greg on another mulch.
Now, see how this one goes for him. Oh, boy.
Oh, got a land. He It's either 4 or 1 for Greg, huh?
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's either he's just, like, runs good or just, runs very bad.
So now if you're young, what do you name with Slaughter Games?
I have the Ground Seal out. I don't really care about unburial rights. I think I'm looking for meat. I would name probably either... he already named Angel. I probably would think that he has an Angel in his hand, maybe Restoration Angel. Because flyers are bad. It's a 3/4. It blocks my... I probably would name Restoration Angel or Angel of Serenity.
Do you know what I name right here?
What's that?
Acidic Slime.
Yeah. Well,
every time.
He names Thragtusk.
That's...
And jackpot in Greg's hand!
Jeez!
It's like he knew all along.
Had it!
But, he did go...
Did anybody notice Greg look up at the camera and smile?
This was going to happen. So, I think that, he definitely went the same route that I would think. He definitely went for a little bit of meat.
Yeah.
So,
I like naming Thragtusk there. That's a fine call. My point is I would have named a 5-drop. I would not have named Angel Serenity. So,
yeah.
I like his non-call on the Angel Serenity there. My point on the Acidic Slime is that it can't hit the Ground Seal and basically shuts off Greg on... makes every Unburial Rights Greg draws just a complete blank.
That's true. It's his out.
Yeah. So I like naming Acidic Slime there, only because I've played the deck a few times, though.
Yeah, and we know that he did... he still left 2 Abrupt Decays in the sideboard.
Right.
So there's probably not any replicas even in his deck, or there's only 2.
Right.
So, that would be even less of a odds of getting that for the ground seal.
Yeah.
So he names Beast, plays the Thragtusk on just to salt the wounds.
And just like we talked about prior to this game, the way Greg would combat that Thragtusk is with his own Thragtusk.
Yeah.
Which now he doesn't have.
Right. And there's a couple dead cards in that. Ooh, look at Sin Collector.
I love Sin Collector. So.
Yup.
Yep, it's the Sin Collector.
Yep, and just put all the rest of that garbage back down there.
Greg was really hoping for an acidic slime there.
Yeah, that would have been pretty nice, especially because he could just fire off an Angel with that, since he, would have it.
Yeah.
So here's the Sin Collector.
Sin Collector, it gets to take a bonfire, right? Is that a Putrefy next to it?
That is a Putrefy.
Okay. So he takes the bonfire.
Yeah.
Plays a Mana Dork. And passes the turn.
Yeah.
That ground seal's doing some work over there.
Yeah,
Young Reed doing some card tricks.
That having a turn 2 ground seal, that is so ideal.
Yeah.
Like, you want your sideboard cards exactly when you can windmill them out.
It slows down the Junk Reanimator enough to where you could just take control of the game.
Right, especially if he's on the play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get one land out and slam that out. Okay, here's for 5. Greg is taken to the face.
Yeah, Greg just takes 5 here. Huntmaster should be coming down.
Yeah.
Here comes a Huntmaster.
Do you think, if he didn't jump with one of his dorks, do you think that he's saving up for
Angel Serenity? Yeah, absolutely. That's like your out. You have to play to your outs. Hence, and Angel Serenity is pretty much his out there. Acidic Slime is also an out here. You draw Acidic Slime. Oh, Angel Serenity right off the top, right?
Yep, there it is.
Had it the whole time.
5, 6. He needs a mana.
Yeah, so he could try to save some time here. I would probably cast the Sever. Yeah,
he severs the Huntsmaster. Fear of flipping, tagging out some creatures.
Yeah, because if he passes the turn back, all that's going to happen is he's going to crash in for 5 and then pass the turn right back. And he's going to kill one of your Mana Dorks, and then you're just too far behind.
Right.
How would you feel about putrefying one of the Mana Dorks? Knowing that he's trying to get to 7 mana.
I'd probably be very okay with that.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I think you want to putrefy the Arbor Elf. Or the... Yeah, I would probably say the Arbor Elf.
Yeah, I think either one of them, it doesn't really matter, because he has Temple Garden. You can't blow it up, a land,
right.
With the gen that you have, so... Either or.
Yeah, so... I think I would just definitely putrefy one. And make him draw to his out. Like, then he's just drawing a little bit thinner.
Yeah, I don't think that Young is thinking about that. He's down a game. I think that if you're up a game, I feel like it's easier for you to cripple people. I think it's a lot easier to know how to do that. Well, right now, you're really just going for a clean win to try again in game 3.
So I didn't see what Greg drew. It looked like another Umberto, right? Which is, what was that? Something happened. Did he putrefy?
He chumped.
Oh, Greg chumped?
Yeah. He chumped and then drew the land,
okay.
putting him down to 6 again.
But Greg has to chump here. Like, he has to... there he had his chump, I understand. But there he... you don't want to get to within burn radius.
That's true. Because, we already saw that he did not sideboard out the Rakdos Return.
Right.
So maybe... Greg has played Jund. He's played it in Standard, so maybe he smelled it.
So here, what Greg does is he plays to his outs again. He's like, oh, okay, I have to take this and hope he doesn't have it.
Right.
Now I have to take 2.
Yeah, and he's scoops it up. Do you think that maybe he would have been able to play the Temple Garden, go to 1, play the Angel Serenity, and mop up his board?
He would have been able to hit the Thragtusk. A 3/3 would have came back, but then it's just inevitability. I think Greg knew his hand, and there was a putrefy in it.
Oh, from the Sin Collector. Yeah,
right.
From the Sin Collector. He did not catch the putrefy. He knew about it.
So Greg knew just hard casting that would just get putrefied. Right. He would die to the 3/3 beast.
Right. That's I didn't think about that.
Yep.
I probably would slam out the Angel Serenity and be like, "Oh, putrefy? Where'd that come from?" I'd forget about it.
Yeah.
That's another thing about moving up beyond FNM that a lot of people do whenever you play things like anything where you're going to see their hand. So any kind of discard spells or anything like that, where you do write down what they have.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you know. Yeah. So you don't have to run into that situation where you're just like, oh, I'll play this, and you're like, oh, Putrefy. Duh. If I wrote that down, I probably would have known about it.
Yeah, and so here, Greg being on the play, what you want to see is he wants to play some mana dorks early. The problem is you don't want to get Miracle Bonfired, but
yeah.
But you just play into that. I mean, you want to put out some mana dorks, and you want to be doing Grisly Salvage, you want an Acidic Slime, you want a Garruk Relentless. Those are just some of the early things you want to do. I'm okay with Sin Collector. Now that you know he has Slaughter Games, you want to Sin Collector as early as possible.
Right. So do you think that some of those utility creatures like Acidic Slime and Sin Collector are a little bit more powerful facing a mid-range, like Jund?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Both of those cards, especially multicolored decks that... Not only are they multicolored, but like they run Kessig Wolfrun, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's true.
And so like the Acidic Slime just really punishes them when you focus in on a specific color, and they have not like lands that tap for non-colors. It just really punishes those decks. The Bant decks, the blue-white red flash decks, the Jund. Acidic Slime is just your all-star.
Yeah, I think especially land destruction is really crippling, especially for mid-range decks.
Yeah,
because they're looking at obviously mid-range cards like 3 to 5.
Me and Greg have talked a little bit about this, and if you're gonna play standard and you're gonna play at big events, you want to play a deck that just says that just has the ability to I don't want to say randomly win games, but to just like win games. Like you're not gonna lose the game, and you get that with Junk Reanimator, whereas you're not gonna get that with Jund. Jund is a very grindy deck. You're going to be playing tons of creatures. You're going to have to make trades. You have to know which creature to kill on their side. Jund is going to play a long time like that, and if you're ready to do 16 rounds of that, be my guest by all means. Sometimes you're just on the play with Junk Reanimator, and you're like, well, I'm going to like Grisly Salvage, just put Acidic Slime in my graveyard, bring back Acidic Slime on turn 3 and take your land, and then you're going to miss a land drop, and then I'm going to Acidic Slime your other land, and sometimes it just wins games. It punishes opponents for not keeping good hands.
I think that's one thing that Greg did tell me is that a lot of decks that he likes and he's seen do well have some kind of way to get like a free win.
Yeah.
And like Junk Reanimator, if you start punishing them with the early Acidic Slime and start doing some Restoration Angel shenanigans, you're gonna get a free win. So
I looked at Greg's hand. I love the hand. I don't see a Black Source. The hand looks like exactly every single thing you want to be doing.
I think I saw a Godless Shrine.
Is that what the other one was?
I think it's
a Godless Shrine. Okay. Greg's a better player than me because I would have kept it without the Black Source anyway.
Yeah, Godless Shrine turn 1.
Yeah. There you go. And then I think he has a Sun Petal Grove with a Mana Dork, also a Grisly Salvage. I'll be interested in to see what he does here on turn 2.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't like Young's hand. Not enough lands.
Yeah. I think it's Mana Dork here.
Yeah, I think ramp up a little bit on there. You'll still get a chance to...
untap Grisly Salvage, so on and so forth. But it depends on what the rest of Greg's hand is. Yeah, it's going to be an end-of-turn Grisly Salvage.
Right.
Whereas he could dig for his Acidic Slime, which is what I'm pretty sure he wants.
Yeah, that's true. And let's see if he gets it.
3, 4, 5. Wow.
Still not bad. So, what would be pretty horrible for Greg at this point, especially just looking at his graveyard and his hand, Ground Seal. If he slams that Ground Seal again. But I don't think he has it.
No, and Greg does the right thing by taking Thragtusk. He knows he's not going to want to unbarrel right Thragtusk. There's the Acidic Slime. I love it every time. So Greg mulches. Of course.
Boom!
Of course.
So let's go ahead and suit up a little bit.
Yep, put in your Mana Dork, and now Greg gets the Acidic Slime next turn.
Yeah, let's get a little double dare in here and start sliming up some lands.
Do you think... Oh, wow. I mean, I think he saw the Acidic Slime. I would probably kill the Mana Dork just to try to
stop it?
Yeah, not get blown out, and Acidic Slime takes the Black Source. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I think he has Restoration Angel too, which is just... This is what I was talking about. Sometimes you just get free wins with the deck. Like now he's mana screwed on black, couldn't cast Slaughter Games if he got the 4 mana if he wanted to. And I don't ever see him hitting 4 mana in this game.
Yeah, and Keswick Wolfrun is just awful for him.
Yeah.
Like, he needs, especially like a black source, to just attack. Well, I mean, at this point, you saw the mulch. He's got 2 other lands. He just got another Acidic Slime,
Yeah, you attack in for 2. And then you just Acidic Slime again.
Yeah, just another Acidic Slime.
Yeah.
Tag out just another land that actually produces colored mana, and... I mean, what do you got? He's
going to play Cavern, which is going to be funny to me because the only 2 lands he's going to have him play really do absolutely nothing for him after this turn.
Yeah. And Greg, Cavern Naming Humans.
Okay.
From Greg.
Did Greg flash that to us to let us know?
He flashed a little token, so just trying to help out.
Oh, thanks, Greg. So it looks like we're going to get in for 5?
Yeah, 5. He's already blown up lands, and he's probably going to slam a Restoration Angel, possibly named Angel.
He named Angel.
So he's probably going to slam Restoration Angel, possibly during one of his main phases, just for fun.
Yeah, I'd do it right here, right now, second main.
Yeah, boom. Bounce it.
Hit that one.
Now you've got 2 colorless sources of mana for any of your outs.
Yeah.
Which, do you have any?
No, this is it. You might as well just scoop it up. 3 Acidic Slimes. This is why I love Junk Reanimator. The deck is so good.
You know, I feel like you are signing a contract with the devil when you play Land Destruction. At some point, he's going to ask for something, and just like with me, I played in a top 8 match in Northwest. I played a Land Destruction deck, didn't win a game.
Yeah.
Play tested it. It was awesome, but that's the only wins I got.
Okay.
And
Greg just insult to injury, throws the Thragtusk out there, extends the hand.
Yeah, it's pretty wrapped up, especially when you're blowing up all their lands, especially for that.
Shows his hand, still had all these. Congratulations
to
Greg.
Still had all these.
Congratulations to Greg taking down 51-person FNM.
Yeah, and this is it. And he is moving up the ladder for the top 8 in a few missed weeks. So this is how you do it.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Greg.
Thanks for watching.